Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back here in Plays and Source. It is a Monday. I'm feeling a lot better. Shot to the medication I've been taking. You know what I'm saying? I think we're over the hump. I think we're back in business this week, baby. And we have a brand new batch of games that are added to PlayStation Now for October 2021. We got a pretty big banger here in October for sure, but we got, a lot of things that, aren't the most eye-catching games, if you will, you know what I'm saying? But we do have a lot of things that fit the Halloween spooky vibes that October brings to us every year, even though Halloween kind of sucks. But that's beside the point. Let's go over the brand new batch of games that are added to PlayStation Now with your subscription for October 2021. Before we get into it, real quick, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation Now and all things PlayStation itself. Starting off here, of course, this game needs no introduction. If it weren't for Final Fantasy VII Remake, this would have been my game of the year last year, The Last of Us Part 2. 5 years after their dangerous journey across the post-pandemic United States, Ellie and Joel have settled down in Jackson, Wyoming. Living amongst a thriving community of survivors has allowed them peace and stability despite the contrast threat of the infected and other, more desperate survivors. When a violent event disrupts that peace, Ellie embarks on a relentless journey to carry out justice and find closure. As she hunts those responsible one by one, she's confronted with the devastating physical and emotional repercussions of her actions. Also, a heads up for those that own PS5s, if you have The Last of Us Part 2 or you download it via PS Now, you will also get access to a patch that allows The Last of Us Part 2 to run in 60 frames on PS5. We did a comparison video up on the channel a few months ago when that whole thing came out, so definitely check out that if you're interested in knowing, what's different from 30 frames versus 60 frames, etc. But really, guys, what else can I say about The Last of Us Part 2 that you guys have not already heard? I love the game. The game is fantastic. It's a journey I will never forget. I still think about what I was doing while I was streaming the game in its full entirety. It's such a journey. In my eyes, it is a must play on the PlayStation platform, and of course with a Metacritic of 93, you can't go wrong. This game is one of the masterpieces of last generation, and one of the part 1 and 2 swan song of the PS4, with this coming out, and then a month later we got Ghost of Tsushima. So overall, play Last of Us Part 2 on PS Now this month before it goes away on January 3rd, 2022. Now this next one here, I'm very intrigued as to the timing of this game jumping on PS Now and why it's even here, and the whole just meta-ness about this game and who owns this company. Let's get right into it. Fallout 76. Explore a vast wasteland devastated by nuclear war in this open world multiplayer addition to the Fallout story. Bethesda Game Studios, the award-winning creators of Skyrim and Fallout 4, welcome you to Fallout 76, the newest addition to the Fallout franchise. Work together, or not, to survive. Under the threats of nuclear annihilation, you'll experience a large dynamic world created in the legendary Fallout universe. So, is this one of the games that has legacy within PlayStation? Is this one of those things that counts as that? It's, what, we're gonna just roll with it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know somehow, Bethesda is owned by Microsoft, so this deal just really is interesting to me that it's happening right now. Maybe this deal was made before the acquisition went through, or maybe it's just, hey, they just want Fallout 76 to be on streaming services of an ilk like a Game Pass, so why not put it on PS Now? Not exactly one-to-one, but bit of a similar service there. But you all probably know about Fallout 76. It's the online Fallout game that not a lot of people love, considering that its Metacritic is at a 53, so not the best Metacritic overall, and probably not the best Fallout game to start off with overall. But you know what, if you want to check it out, and they have been adding content to it and making changes to it, it is a growing, living game, so maybe it's in a better state, but you can check it out on PS Now this month in October. Next up here, to get you in the spooky vibes for October, we have Amnesia Collection for PlayStation Now. One collection, 3 terrifying experiences. In Amnesia: The Dark Descent, you awaken in a desolate castle, barely remembering anything about your past. Exploring its eerie pathways, you must piece together your troubled memories and uncover the horror that lies deep below. In Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, wealthy industrialist Oswald Mandis wakes up in his bed, racked with fever and haunted by dreams of a dark and hellish engine. All he knows is that his children are in grave peril, and it's up to him to save them. Finally, Amnesia Justine puts you through a series of trials constructed by a demented mind. Will you risk your own life to save others. And so this is essentially, yep, like I said before, it's a collection of the different Amnesia games. I didn't realize that there were that many Amnesia games, but now we know, and now you can play it on PS Now if you want, and it definitely does fit the horror October vibe and everything for that. And a Metacritic of 78. This score is reflective of the collection itself. I'm not sure how each individual game ranks, but you know, maybe they took all that into account, and maybe 78 is the average, right? Like, we can view it like that. So overall, if you want, you know, what seems to be a 78 on Metacritic, a pretty good collection of games that are in the horror genre, definitely check out Amnesia if you're looking to get spooked this October. Next up here, we have Desperados III. This story-driven, real-time tactical game challenges you to survive the worst the Wild West can throw at you as John Cooper sets out on a quest for redemption. Travel through rural towns, over swamps and riverbanks, and finally to a dramatic showdown worthy of Wild West legends, using your gang's abilities such as Strongman Hector's trusty axe, Bounty Hunter McCoy's lures, Kate's hidden gun, and your wits. So at least gameplay-wise, you know, this looks pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'd actually, you know, play this just because it's, you know, the third game, and there's probably 2 other games I gotta play through to understand the lore and the story, maybe, perhaps. But Metacritic-wise, it did get an 82, so pretty good score overall for this game, all things considered. So it looks like, you know, if you're looking for like a Wild West type of game and everything, you can check out Desperados 3 on PS Now this month, and you might get some good stuff here just based off the looks and everything. Next up here, of course, last month we talked about the bunch of Final Fantasy games that are rolling out month to month. This month we have Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. It is a time of war. The Republic of Galbadia, under the influence of the sorceress Adia, mobilizes its great armies against the other nations of the world. Squall and other members of Seed, an elite mercenary force, join hands with Renea. Oh, there are so many names here that I don't know. I'm probably not saying right, okay? Rhinoa or Renea or whatever, a resistance fighter, to fight against Galbadia's tyrannical rule and to prevent Adea from fulfilling her ultimate goal. Someday I'm gonna play Final Fantasy VIII, and I'm gonna, you know, go back to this video and see how hard and bad I butchered all those names. But I've heard interesting things about it. I think this is the one that a lot of people are mixed on, as far as I'm aware. Let me know down below, guys, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VIII if you've played it. According to the Metacritic, it's at 80%, so I'd say it's a pretty good score. But I think a lot of people view FF8, as far as I understand it, in a less of a way, just because it came after the greatness that was Final Fantasy VII, of course, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to check out the remastered version here on PS Now, it's available for you this month. And who knows, you know, maybe one day I check out FF8 Remastered, you know what I'm saying? I've been meaning to go through more Final Fantasies as I've now become kind of a fan of the franchise and everything. So maybe I'll check out this one in the future. Last 2 games, we're going to kind of blaze through them because I really don't got a lot to say about them. Victor Vron Overkill Edition. Battle demons in this isometric action RPG using loot and different weapon types, from revolvers to guitars, to build your preferred combat style and forge your own hero. And if you preferred not to go for it alone, the game offers 4-player online and 2-player local co-op as well. There's also whole worlds to explore and fight your way through that are inspired by legendary band Motorhead, with Lemmy and Company also lending a few of their tracks to the game's soundtrack. So at least considering that this game did get a 76 on Metacritic, it looks like a lot of people are actually, you know, mess with this game and actually feel like it's a good game and everything. It seems pretty interesting, at least gameplay wise. Like, just from me speaking, you know, I'm always down for an isometric type of game style and everything. I really like that, you know, type of a way to look at a game and everything. But you know, I may check this out, may not, who knows, I don't know. But let me know down below if you guys have played Victor Vron. What do you think about this Overkill edition? And if you want to check it out, it's on PS Now as well. Last up here to round out our October games for PlayStation Now, you'll be getting access to yet another Zombie Defense HD. Survive undead waves night after night alone or with up to 3 friends in this top-down arcade zombie shooter with tactical strategy elements. Prepare yourself before the night falls, build some defensive barricades, buy guns and ammo, set up turrets, and stay alive as long as you can. Each night puts your skills to the test as darkness forces, that doesn't make sense, as darkness forces become stronger with each wave. The game offers 3 different modes: defense, endless, and deathmatch. So this looks like a, you know, just your run-of-the-mill little, you know, defense game and everything. Y'all probably have played a game like this and everything. And with a Metacritic of, so actually PlayStation was not listed on the Metacritic scores, but for Switch it was a 48, and for Xbox it was a 45. Not sure why Xbox lost, you know, those 3 points, but you know, who knows, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it doesn't seem like the best game to check out this month. Probably there's way better options for you. But hey, you know, if you want a tower defense game and you're feeling it, check out yet another Zombie Defense HD on PlayStation Now. So those have been your games for October 2021 for the PlayStation Now service. You'll be getting access to top to bottom The Last of Us Part 2, Fallout 76, Amnesia Collection, Desperados III, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, Victor Vron Overkill Edition, and yet another Zombie Defense HD. So overall, you know, I like the quantity of games, but definitely, you know, quality, you know, I feel like it balances itself out. Like for every yet another Zombie Defense HD, at least we get things like Last of Us Part 2, Final Fantasy VIII, Fallout 76 to a certain degree of that quality. Maybe it's gotten better, I'm not sure, but you know what I'm saying, right? So overall, I think it's a pretty decent month, nothing too crazy, but overall, Last of Us Part 2 is definitely the one that I'm going to highlight this month as well. And by the way, before you go, if you could go to the channel and check out our review of Jet the Far Shore. Your boy recorded that when he was sick last week, but I really enjoyed the edit of that review. I thought it came out very, very well. Hope to see you guys go over there and show some love to that upload. And hey, you know, let me know down below in that comment section of that video if you end up picking up Jet the Far Shore. How do you feel about it? Do you agree with my review? How do you feel about these games for PS Now for October? Let me know those thoughts down below in that comment section. Before you go, hit up that description. You can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and an Anchor link that way you can listen to our long form content like the Road to series, Road to Forbidden West, coming January 2022. Get hyped for that. All those links down below in the description. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest and all things PlayStation Now and of course PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.